Okay, Assalamu alaikum. Hello, my students. Welcome back to our lessons. This is me, Mr. Abubakr Hassan, and in today's lesson, we're still talking about chapter 19 presentation. In today's lesson, we're going to talk about a new topic which has been added to the new syllabus on 2023. It's about navigation in presentation. What do you mean by navigation, and how can we do it? Sometimes you may need to move from a slide to another slide, or to jump from a slide to another selected slide. That means we're not going to move or transmit in sequence. Imagine that you have a presentation which consists of about 6 slides, and you want to move immediately from slide 2 to slide 5. To do this, you can use these tools which we are going to talk about. Now, if you want to move from slide to another slide at the same presentation, we call this local navigation. And if you want to move from your presentation to outside, that means to another file which is out of your presentation, this is we call it global navigation. So now, navigation, it's about how to move from location to another location, or from file to another file, or from slide to another slide. We consider the navigation to two types. We have local navigation or local movement, and global navigation. Now, what do you mean by local navigation? Local navigation means to move from location to another location, but in the same document or presentation. You can move from slide 1 to slide 4, from slide 4 to slide 9, from slide 9 to the first slide. All this at the same file, document, or presentation. But if I want to move outside my file, this is called global navigation, which means to move from location to another location with the same document. This is part 1. Or to another external file. For example, you can move from presentation to another Excel file, or to another Word file, or to a website. In this case, this is called global navigation. Now, for both navigations or types of navigation, we have tools which can help us to do that. If you decide to move from location to another location, or from slide to another slide, in this case you can use the action buttons. Or if you want to move from slide to slide, or from presentation to another presentation, another file, or another website, in this case this is considered as a global navigation. In this case you have to use the hyperlinks. So this is simply how can we navigate or move from part to another part and their types. Now we're going to know how can we first use the action buttons to move from slide to another slide at the same presentation or file. Okay, first I'm going to start with the action button. We use it to move or navigate from location to another location in the same document or in the same presentation. Previously, we considered this as a local navigation. Okay, how can we add these action buttons? Simply go to Insert tab, Illustrations group, from the shapes, as you are going to add the shapes. Now let me show you an example here. Now we have a presentation which consists of 5 slides. Now I'm in slide number 1, and I want to create an action button, or to add an action button here. When I click this action button, I will jump to the last slide here. Okay, how can we do that? I'm going to use the action button because I'm going to move from slide to another slide at the same file. So to add an action button, step number 1, go to Insert tab. Step number 2, go to Illustrations. Step number 3, click the shapes. Step number 4, go to the last option which is called action buttons. Now put the mouse cursor over the first one here. It's called go back or previous. We use this to go to the previous slide. The second one here, it's called Go forward or next, that means if you click this button you will move to the next slide. Now the one here with the stick, go to beginning, that means you can go to the first slide or at the beginning of your presentation. The second or the next one here is go to end, that means you can move to the last slide in your presentation. And finally this button is called home. Whenever you are on any slide and you click it, you will move to the home slide, that means also the beginning of your presentation. Now I want to move to the last one. This is simply means choose go to end, so click it. Now you see the mouse cursor has been changed. Now draw a shape or an action button here, click and drag to draw it like this. After finish, release the mouse cursor. A dialog box is going to appear which is about action settings. You see there is hyperlink to, and it displays the last slide. If you click the drop down list, you can change the settings to go from slide to another slide, to change to be added to a website, to another file and so on. But for now we are going to use it as it is. Why? To make it local. So and the action as an action button, I added this button, and when I click this button I will go to the last slide in my presentation. After finish, click OK. Now save your changes. Now let's start our presentation. Go to the button slideshow here, or start from beginning, or you can press F5. Now this is the first slide in my presentation and this is my action button. When I put the mouse cursor over it, it will be changed to a shape of hand. Click it. Now you see you jump to the last slide in your presentation. I'm going to do the same thing. When I click here, for example, home or go to beginning, I need to go back to the previous one. So how can we do that? Let me press escape. Now go to the last slide here. This time I'm going to add an action button which can be used so as to move to the first slide. And to do that, go to insert tab, go to illustrations, group, click shapes, go down to the action buttons. Now put the mouse cursor on go to beginning, or you can also choose home, one of them. In this case you have two options. You can choose home or you can choose go to beginning. Now I'm going to add go to beginning here. From the dialog box, keep it as it is. It will be hyperlinked to go to the first slide. Now click OK. Now to be sure about that, let's add the button home also. Go to insert, go to shapes, go down to home here, draw, let me put it at the top right here, home. It's also will be hyperlinked to the first slide. Click OK. Now save your change, click the button save. Now I'm going to start my slideshow from the beginning here, or you can press F5. Now this is the first slide. Okay, click this button. Now we move to the last slide. Now if I want to go to the beginning, you can click home or go to beginning here. Now let me click this button, go to beginning. You see now we return back to the first slide. Return back again. Now let me click the button home. You see now you return back to the first slide. This is simply how can we add these buttons. Now let's try to take another example by moving from this slide to the next one. In this case I'm going to use the action button next. Go to insert tab, go to the group illustrations, go to shapes, drag down. This one is called go forward or next. Click it. Now draw it here. When you release the mouse, this dialog box will be displayed. Make it hyperlink to the next slide, then click OK. Save your changes. Now let's start or begin our show. Click the button beginning here. You see this is the first slide. Now if I click this button, which means go to the next one, click it. Now I move to the next slide. Now I want to add the button previous here. When I click it, I will return back to the previous slide. How can I do that? Press escape to end the slideshow. Open the second slide here. Now go to insert tab, go to the group illustrations and shapes, drag down. This button is called previous. Now draw it, for example, here. Release the mouse cursor, a dialog box is going to appear. Just click OK and save your changes. Now I'm going to start from the beginning. If I click this button, it's called next. Click it, you will move to the next slide. Now if I click the button, now I'm in the next slide. I want to go to the previous one. Just click this button, which is previous. Now you return back. So this is simply how to use these navigation buttons or action buttons. We use it for local movement. You can move from slide to another slide at the same file. Okay, now the last thing, how can I make some formats for these buttons? For example, here, if I want to change the color, if I want to add a text and so on, let me start with this button here. I'm going to put it at the right here, for example. Let me expand it like this. Now double click it to open the shape format dialog box here. You can change its color. When you put the mouse cursor over it, you can change its color whenever you move over it. For example, choose this one. Now if I want to write some text in this shape, just click the right button over your action button and then choose edit text or add text. Click it. Now you can write go next. Now highlight the text, go to home tab. This is how to make some formats for the text involved in your shape. Go to font group. You can change the size, for example, make it 32, make it dark, choose any dark color. For example, you can make it on the right or on the left or center, whatever. You can add, you can make it bold, for example. Let me choose the red one here and save your change. When you finish, click anywhere to remove the highlight. You see now you can add the text inside your action button. Now let's start running our presentation. Click the button start from the beginning. Now you see this is your action button and it has been formatted, and we add some text. Put the mouse cursor over it. Now click. You see you move to the next slide. So this is simply how can we use the action buttons, the 5 action buttons. Thank you very much. See you next class, inshallah. If you want to end your show, just press escape. Thank you very much.